Moral and life lessons. The chef who served others first. Once upon a time, in the heart of a bustling city, lived a kind-hearted chef named Chef Marco. Every morning he would wake up early to prepare delicious meals for the townspeople, always ensuring they enjoyed their food. One sunny morning, as the townsfolk stirred from their sleep, Chef Marco was already hard at work. He scrubbed potatoes with vigor, chopped carrots, and peeled onions. With each vegetable he prepared, he hummed a cheerful tune. As the sun rose higher, the first customer arrived. Chef Marco greeted them warmly, presenting a plate piled high with freshly cooked vegetables and a steaming cup of tea. The customers' eyes lit up in delight as they took their first bite. Throughout the day, more and more customers came to enjoy Chef Marco's cooking. Some were old friends, while others were new faces. Regardless, Chef Marco always greeted them warmly and helped them choose their meals. As night fell, Chef Marco continued to work tirelessly in his kitchen. He would rest for a moment, only to jump up and attend to a customer or finish preparing another meal. His energy never seemed to wane. One day, a group of hungry children arrived at Chef Marco's restaurant. They had traveled far and were excited to try the delicious food they had heard so much about. Chef Marco welcomed them with open arms and served them hearty meals that filled their empty stomachs. But one day, as the sun set and the townsfolk finished their meals, Chef Marco collapsed from exhaustion. His customers rushed to help him, but it was too late. Chef Marco had given everything he had for the people of this town. The townsfolk mourned the loss of their dear friend and chef. They gathered at his restaurant to share stories of Chef Marco and his kindness. As they spoke, they began to understand the true meaning of his actions, that it was more important to serve others first than to focus on oneself. From that day forward, the townsfolk made a conscious effort to help each other out. They remembered Chef Marco's selfless actions and knew that by serving others first, they could create a kinder, more compassionate world. As time passed, the townsfolk continued to remember Chef Marco and his teachings. They looked back on their lives with new eyes, seeking opportunities to serve others first. And as they did, they realized that not only had Chef Marco's legacy lived on, but it was growing stronger every day. On the anniversary of Chef Marco's passing, the townsfolk gathered to celebrate his life and legacy. They spoke of his kindness, his generosity, and the lessons he had taught them. As they looked at each other, they knew that they were truly living up to Chef Marco's teachings, serving others first. The townsfolk had learned a valuable lesson from their dear friend Chef Marco, that it was more important to serve others first than to focus on oneself. They celebrated his life and legacy, determined to honor his memory by living up to the teachings he had imparted upon them.